Okay, started pulling these cards for you at 11:11. This is what your spirit guides have a message for. Okay, so if you have been, I did pull 3 cards from 2 different decks to start this off, and they do simultaneously coincide with one another. So I think that it's the expression of like both things, of kind of feeling like where you've come from, but could possibly still be feeling like you are. And what I mean by that, it's not literally, it doesn't feel like it's a physicality thing. This is all mental. So the ego will totally act like a victim if it can. Like that is like its, in a way, mission at times in life, is to see how long it can sit in that space and like poor pitiful me. Okay, so what we're looking to do, which is the mind, okay, the mind will get the best of you. So you have the treasure and you have rock bottom. So the treasure isn't so much about like, oh, like it's such a magical find. No, it's like seeking and feeling disappointed, like desiring and feeling disappointed. So maybe you signed up for like a 21-day manifestation course. Maybe you bought a book, got a job, started a relationship, and then like it wasn't exactly what you thought it was going to be. So you're kind of feeling a little like frustrated. You could even be a little frustrated with the universe of, I've been doing these things. I feel like I've been being guided by you. Why is this stuff like feeling like I'm stuck? And what I'm hearing from the spirit guides is basically you have to be able to look through life through a new lens. So as you upgrade, you're not seeing life the same way that you saw it before. You're not listening life. You're not doing life the same exact way. It literally is a brand new perspective, like fresh eyes. Okay. So it doesn't mean like every single thing in it is going to literally change, like your house and, the clothes you wear or whatever. I mean, it can. That's the cool thing about it, because if you allow yourself to embrace and embody something and genuinely embrace and embody something so wholeheartedly brand new, you can quantum shift. And then when you do that, it can involve a move. It can involve upgrades. Your physical body may begin to change. Like if you've been looking to lose weight, your body might naturally start doing that. It's crazy. It sounds completely bogus. Believe me, I get it. It sounds like a crock of shit, but it does. Like it can happen when your nervous system feels good. You have like centered the mind to just like shut up and gain control over your body through centering self. You really can like start driving your own car of this, I'll just say the ship, but start driving it, start directing it where to go, opposed to the mind directing you and bamboozling you into thinking that's you that's doing the show. So with that, after the frustration that's kind of been happening. So what I mean by that is I don't think you've been just sitting in frustration. I think that there sometimes is this optimism towards something, and you have this desire. Well, I'm going to actually say want. You're probably not in desire, and that's what's happening. You have this want to want something new, to want to have, say, spiritual gifts come in, or a soul mission come in, or something purposeful, or occupationally you want it to feel so meaningful. And so then it's like, I'm trying to find, the silver lining in this. I'm trying to see that there's not greener pastures over there, even though I'm seeking greener pastures. And so it's very conflicting. Even this message, as I'm delivering that, seems conflicting, right? Seems like it's like canceling one another out. Like you're saying this, but saying that, you're saying this. So how do you get out of it? Well, the thing is to realize that, and that's why you have the dry desert, is this is signifying the fact that even in desert conditions, there are still some things that are like out there, right? Maybe not in plentiful like a rainforest or anything like that, but it's there. And meaning what you perceive to be as lack, what you perceive to be as taking a long time or not the way that you intended, is all part of your journey. Whether or not you want to accept that or not is a totally different story. And whether or not you want to define and attach to these wants not coming forward, of not realizing like you're not feeling safe enough to call it in. You're not clear enough, or you're attaching to something that's not yours, truly. And sometimes what's being shown is to be like really honest with yourself. And that could be a scary thing at times. Like maybe not where you're in your brain, like right now going, oh, I'm so scared. I'm not saying that. Like that's the thing about a lot of this, y'all, is we will sit here and we'll say one thing, but internally we're doing another. We'll say something, but internally we are frightened of rejection, of failure, of usually rejection or failure is the two top things that people feel like, from inadequacy or not feeling deserving or not good enough, don't know enough, don't have enough, etc. And then there's also this perceived notion that sometimes people can fall into of, oh, well, everything's okay. Well, no, I mean, my life's actually good. So, I mean, it's not like I need anything else. You're automatically, again, halting what can come more. So therefore you're communicating to the universe, all is well, because everything is good. I mean, everything is good right now. Isn't it good right now? Overcompensation of, well, then am I like too greedy? Am I being really ungrateful of my life if I'm sitting here, if I should be saying more? And I see all these other people are struggling, but then I'm not really struggling, but then I'm kind of desiring more. Oh, geez. So you see how, like, again, all these conflicting thoughts are like kind of what's working in the background. Like, do I stay? Do I allow and surrender to what is, or do I have to like go change and do something else? Oh, wait, I'm learning if I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. So like, how do you know? Well, a lot of it's going to come from like pure stillness. But then I also have noticed when you're in a big transition, it's also coming from a little bit of uncomfortability. Not sure if that's a word, but we're going to use it today. And what I mean by that is maybe the way that you perceive life to be and the way that it had to go. Like, I'm going to use my own personal life, for example. Many times my husband iterated a specific thing needed to happen, like a very specific thing and a very specific amount needed to happen before we were going to move to Puerto Rico. Did that thing happen before we moved to Puerto Rico? No, it did not. Because it didn't need to. That was his ego. Okay. That was his brain. That was his nervous system not feeling safe to do it otherwise. And then the universe, well, it had other plans. So then still to catch that fall from that big jump from something that was so incredibly outside of his comfort zone, and mine too, but especially his, was, oh shit, okay, well, what can I grasp on next? Still to my idea of how things need to go. Well, guess what? Those ideas didn't come. They didn't come, at least not in the order in which was wanted. Keyword. So then here, let's say here he is, here we are coming out of this now, because what he decided to accept is the journey, and the journey is what you make it. And then what he kept doing was like falling into this, like I kept calling it like holding on to the door frame, like with, like a pet with their toenails, like holding on to it as you're trying to pull them out. And if you're grasping on to the old identity of yourself, or this preconceived notion that your brain has like linearly thought out or even categorized in the way that you predict it to go, I highly encourage you to, if you can, surrender to that. So that surrender to that means that, okay, I'm in this place for a reason. It didn't go according to my wants. But what is it that I actually desire? What are some of the feelings that I want to feel that I actually desire that I'm currently not creating? Okay. So then another thing happened was like, oh, still, XYZ needs to happen before blah, blah, blah happens. Again, happened without it. So the more the surrender to the being of what was, the creation from self, to remove the victimization from self, in which we all do, we're human beings, and sometimes just the acknowledgement of being the victim, the acknowledgement that the mind is running the show, is sometimes all that you need to get out of it. By the way, it's not always some process, course, meditation, therapist, or something that you need, but it's accepting what is. Okay, in this moment, do I find like the bounty? In this moment, do I see what was gained from it instead of what was lost, even though it didn't go according to my wants? Was it actually leading me closer to my desire? Okay, so then when we go through that, where you're ending, what comes from this? Okay, from the choice to choose to see, let's call it the positive. I don't think life is all positive, meaning to not feel like you got attacked and somebody did something to you. So it doesn't mean that you have to celebrate it and think it's amazing. I'm not really into that. But it is allowing yourself to acknowledge your life and what you've had, the shitty moments and all, including, like, for me, this was the hardest year of my life in marriage, but I'm also so grateful for it. Like, we did a lot of cleaning out already had like boxes that we sorted, through the years, these many years we've been together. And then we like kind of put them to a side of like, oh yeah, we talked about it. All right, let's, put all this together and then put it away. But then we didn't really do anything with the box. We had some unresolved boxes. This year really had us, I call it like cleaning out the cobwebs, really sorting through that box intentionally, despite how awkward it might be, despite that we might need to face ourselves a little bit. And then the thing is this isn't an end all. When I even make that statement, as if like my husband and I will never have an incident ever again. And everybody's, unicorns and butterflies and rainbows. And we're so in love and it's amazing. No, totally can happen. Okay. Like, so that's the thing is it's the perspective really is like nothing's happening to you. It's more of like, what am I choosing to do? What is happening around me? How am I choosing to coexist within it? Is this leading me to my desire or further from my desire? By having this experience, am I understanding and maybe like having a greater sense of appreciation? And is that really what I want? Am I being held back by my mind? Am I not admitting that I'm scared of visibility? Am I not admitting that I'm scared of commitment? And that's why I haven't manifested the relationship yet. Do I actually feel incredibly inadequate and don't even know what I'd be delivering to people to sit there and say that I want a business? So maybe that's why I'm still at my job. These are the things you have to get honest with yourself instead of like completely fantasizing. But I will say, when you're going through it though, and you're overcoming and accepting the space, despite how dry it might be, despite how it seems like nothing's coming forward, this is where it is that delusional space. Where's my little magnet? It is. It's going to feel a little delusional. You're going to feel a little insane. And don't spread the word to everybody unless you know they're on the same page as you, because you need to have the most unwavering faith and trust in yourself. In yourself more than anything in the entire world. Feel free to utilize the universe, God, whatever, Jesus, however you call it. But you matter more than anything else in order to hold it. Hold the desire where you have gone so beyond want. You fucking matter enough that like you don't just need to want and wish and hope. We don't do that here. You are expansive. So when you see yourself as the leader, when you take control of the mind, oh, you're being a little bitch right now? Okay, let's talk about it for a second. I'll give you a voice. I'll let you have your time. But this is not me. This does not bring me to my next level. You might have some detox symptoms as you go through this process. What's going to feel like withdrawal from a habit, a situation, and a behavior in what you've had. It can feel uncomfortable. You can start making decision with full-fledged confidence in that moment in time. And then all of a sudden, give it a little bit of a lull before you have like a next move. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to second guess yourself. And this is where you have to remind yourself, you don't want to go back 3 jumps. Okay. You want to just try to stay here. You don't need to go back that far. It's not needed. That's your mind. You're stronger than that. Just right now, acknowledge it. All right. My mind gets overwhelmed sometimes. My mind has a story. It has a story on repeat. What I want you to do is like, we're going to plan it over here. Here's your story. I want you to focus on this hair clip. This is your story. This is your story. This is the thing that is just, what is that feeling that's just keeping you back? What is that feeling that you're feeling that's made you feel like shit's hit the fan, nothing's working out, like, you've had these mental thoughts, even if your physical world is still exactly the same, like it's all working out, but still mentally, you got the story. I want you to start moving the story around. Just focus on the hair clip. The hair clip is your story. We're going to move that around. Now, what was the last song that you heard? I don't even know. Okay, cool. It doesn't matter. So what I do want you to move into now is now take that same focus that you had on this hair clip. I want you to move it and I want you to focus on your heart. Literally, somewhere in the center of your chest. I want you to just bring your focus into your heart. Your heart contains your desire. Your heart contains your dreams, your outcomes, your leadership, your vision, your empowerment. Focus on that. Take a deep breath in. Feel yourself centering your heart. Feel yourself centering yourself. Feel how deserving you are to be here. Block out any noise. Move it out of your way. Bring focus to the pain and then move it out of the way. When you move it out of the way, immediately center into your heart. Okay? It's the partnership with yourself. It's the intimacy of self. It's to be so incredibly vulnerable. You're willing to face the uncomfortable to bring in something so big that's also sometimes uncomfortable, even though it's exactly what you said you wanted. Okay? So let's see what your final messages is from this thing here. Big one. I'm only being given what I can handle. I'm only being given what I can handle. Letting go of the suppression. That's what that heaviness is. You're letting that go. See, this is a suppression. This is holding you back. It's a weight. We don't need this. Let it drop. Let it fall. Let it go. Let it move. Last bit. Too many. Point out way too many things. Just keep breathing as I'm doing this. I can feel still the heaviness and the weight. What the desire is to release the expectation. The desire is to release the want of the desperation, the lingering desperation behind it, the what if. All right, there we go. Okay, got that one before. Okay, so suppression, releasing that. Okay, that's what, again, the focus, releasing the suppression. So then what your focus is appreciation. As I said earlier, like looking through life through a new lens, also hearing, okay? Hearing beyond your ears to have the emergence of yourself. This is the journey of life. It's a journey of polarity. You're not omitting polarity. You're not omitting something other than one thing. Like life is not linear. You guys say, oh, I know it's not linear. I know it's not linear. I know it's not linear. Oh, but this moment was so hard. I must be doing something wrong. Other than defining the moment as something so wrong could be the only thing that we could maybe analyze. But even then, this is a perception. It's your perception. Do you want to see it as wrong? Or do you just want to see it as what it is? Do you need to have everything have a meaning? Or can it just be something be like, oh, I saw that. It was either cool, not cool. Meh. Choice. Complete choice. Your mind's like, let's make a big deal out of this. Not needed. How about take that same focus of making a big deal out of the things that are so fucking epic? Make a big deal out of those. Talk those up. Again, seem like you're insane. Seem insane because you have so much freaking unwavering faith and trust towards it. You're not putting yourself in self-harm. You're not putting other people in self-harm. Because if that's the case, no, like totally not on the right same page. Because when we really are in our highest light of our highest good for the all of creation, including all of ourselves, it does not harm other people by doing so. It doesn't harm other people. It's not malicious. It's not selfish. It's not narcissistic. It's not any of those things. Can people feel that way as we choose ourselves? Yes. With certain things of their own perception of what we're doing we may make them uncomfortable as we grow or uncomfortable in our surety. Oh, I'm sorry that you're just so confident and unbothered by things. Literally have been told that. I'm like, I'm not. Sorry. I'm grateful for it, actually. Thank you. I used to not be. So thank you for that compliment. Thank you. Okay. So everything is what you want to see, but you are on a beautiful, beautiful journey and you have good things awaiting you. It's just choosing the choice of self. The real is like, yes, you have that much self-responsibility. Oh man, that feels really intense and overwhelming. Really intense and overwhelming. So I am feeling guided. So it probably will come out tomorrow. If you see this today, but depending on when you see it, it may already be out and you'll see it pop up like soon if it hasn't already. We're going to do a little release together. And just know that you're right where you need to be. Big changes have been happening. I know you see that. Now we need to be able to hold it. I want you to be able to hold it. You can desire the feeling of holding it. You're so fucking worthy of it. Stop seeing people outside of yourselves. Just see yourself. See yourself. You're amazing.